Hey guys, so welcome back to Russian Libertas Corpus YouTube channel, where we, Alexei Postnikov and Galo Bogatova, are talking about Russian society, Russian politics, and sometimes even discussing current events. And the last time we had sort of a bet, because we were talking about the rebellion of private military company Wagner, and we both kind of bet on Prigozhin and that he will stay alive at least our next video, and as far as we know, he's still alive.
Oh yeah, not
Were
only
you surprised?
I was I was actually surprised. Now moving forward and thinking back, I start rationalizing what was happening, but so far I am deeply surprised that not only he's alive, that he was safely returned to Moscow and had a peaceful conversation with Vladimir Putin on his territory and getting away with the murder, basically.
Yeah, that's something that stumbles me still, because last week officially Dmitry Peskov, who's Putin's press secretary, officially confirmed that Evgeny Prigozhin and Vladimir Putin had a meeting a few days after rebellion happened. So yeah, he's not only alive but doing well so far, which still I would say does not guarantee that he will stay alive and well for let's say a year or 6 months.
Right.
Because yeah, Putin has a tendency to get rid of, not physically, usually it's not physically, but administratively get rid of people he's not happy with, but not right after they did something that people didn't like too much or Putin himself didn't like a little bit. Usually he waits for a few months and then just send them to some let's say like a bullshit position. What, for example, happened with former president of Russia and Russian Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev, who's now essentially no one at Security Council of
Security
Russia.
Council.
Yeah.
Yeah. And indeed, what else is very interesting in this particular situation, not only that he acts upon a certain quite extreme circumstances, because I understand that Dmitry Medvedev, yes, he was a little deviant from Putin's strategy and he paid for this. But in this particular case, it was a rebellion. What kind of precedent does it set for the future, potential?
Yeah. That's what I'm still trying to kind of wrap my head around, because really quick recap. So rebellion is happening and Putin is like, you all traitors, and traitors should be punished, according to his idea of justice, Few days later, they pretending that nothing happened, Kremlin pretending that nothing happened, 15 or so Russian pilots died. It's like, I guess we need to mention that. Why they died, they don't talk about it. Then a few days later, Putin basically complaining about money that he gave to Wagner and Prigozhin. And by the way, in the span of the whole existence of private military company Wagner, Russian Federation, Russian government gave them $10 billion to Wagner alone, plus 10 or 11 billion dollars to other Prigozhin's companies. That's a lot of money, even for, I would say, like Russian scale of corruption. That's unimaginable amount
that
of
is
money.
known to us. What is interesting here, I wouldn't say that it's just the amount, because I'm pretty sure that similar amounts went to someone that just remained undisclosed. But in this particular case, it was so loudly pronounced, confessed in front of everyone, which was absolutely unnecessary. what strikes to me is that the complaint was not that the traitors were so bold and they were so audacious,
Yeah.
but that they have betrayed the faith that was bought basically for $10 billion.
Yeah.
Like that it was about money.
Yeah, and in a way, in Putin's world, a lot of things are about money because for him, I would say personal relationship are about money and they're purely transactional. He's buying out his ex-wife, lovers, kids, basically all people that were connected to him but not connected anymore. He just given them tons of money. There are a few investigations by Russian independent journalists. If you'll be interested, we can maybe talk about them, so let us know in the comments. But yeah, that's the main thing. He deals with people through money, and in this case, I have this kind of a metaphor or analogy that in this particular situation with rebellion and Prigozhin, he acted like weirdly like a boyfriend who's complaining about his girlfriend that he spent so much money, you know, like whining and dining and like remember we went to the vacation and we did that, we did this and I paid for everything and that's what you're doing to me. Well, basically it's cheating because, you know, betrayal, if we put the personal relationship to this situation, and he was really personally offended, and maybe that's one of the few times when we kind of can see Putin having feelings, you know, publicly.
Unconcealed hurt.
Yeah.
Because of his financial investment that have gone unnoticed. And
also, really small remark on that, to support kind of that analogy, next week after rebellion, Putin's like suddenly went and met people on the street in Dagestan, in Derbent, city of Derbent, which I remind you, starting the coronavirus, so starting 2020, Putin was living mostly in bunker. People who needed to meet him needed 2 weeks of a quarantine, and they were doing a lot of tests, all that. So extra, probably you even saw those pictures when Putin had meetings with world leaders with this like extremely long table, like unnaturally long table. And now he goes to people and he, you know, hugs them, doing selfies.
Yeah, people even are unsure if it's actually him or one of his clones.
Okay, well, if you want us to talk about this crazy theory, which I think is completely crazy, about Putin clones, doubles, or doppelgangers, however you want to call them. Yeah, but the main thing, he was so hurt that he just said, you know, fuck with all my protocols of safety, and just went to people just to feel a little bit of love, you know?
You think that's about love? I don't think so. I think
attention.
This is about his sense of instability and insecurity that has been uncovered by Prigozhin's rebellion. That's how you actually can do right now in Russia. That's how things can be done.
Apparently.
Yeah. And nobody's punished, you know. You just deeply hurt the feelings of the leader, and that's it. Like that's what's possible nowadays. And I'm wondering how it affects the elites there. Does Putin even understand? I'm pretty sure he does, that this sets a very dangerous precedent, and that elites that are in doubt if they should stay or they should go, and what awaits them after the fall of the regime, which is I'm pretty sure the majority of elites already understand is unavoidable, inevitable. I'm just right now, I'm just like they're waiting who's gonna be the next and what's going to happen now, because this is a very shaky situation and it uncovered the turbulence and no consequences of the event.
Also, again, remind you that Prigozhin was out of system players. We don't have a lot of players like outside of the system, and within the system, there are ways to that Putin can punish his subordinates more, because this is in a lot of ways like really unique situation. I wouldn't be that optimistic about future mutinies, rebellions.
How about stationary gangsters of the system?
Well,
for example, Kadyrov.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he really wants to punish people like that who has their own army backed. They're backed up by their own region.
Oh, well, no. I mean, they backed up by their region, which is Chechnya, but Chechnya existing purely on government money. So in a lot of ways, it's pretty similar situation to Prigozhin, because mostly Ramzan Kadyrov plays as a system player most of the time, but he also can play as someone outside the system, which we saw in Ukraine, where basically his forces controlled by him were kind of in the same situation as Wagner, so not quite a part of Russian army, not quite answering to Russian Ministry of Defense, but kind of doing their own thing.
Right.
So that's, I would say, something that we can look for. My guess is Kadyrov gonna lose his influence, or something gonna happen with Kadyrov, within Putin's system.
Because he would now be aware of the possibility, the possible danger that can come from people who have too much power.
Yeah, because the first private army rebelled, and then now we have another one private army that kind of more compliant, but also who knows. So let's see, let's wait.
Let's have another bet.
Yeah.
I'm very curious what you guys think, what's gonna happen to the regime in the upcoming couple of weeks, because nowadays things are changing way too fast.
Oh wow, you're pretty hardcore with I don't think anything will happen with the regime.
Let's see, elections are coming soon.
Oh, elections.
Right. Put your comments down below if you have any opinion, counter arguments, or additional arguments on top of what we offered today. And I hope to see you next time.
Yeah, and also share this video with your friends, and thank you for being with us. And subscribe to our channel. And with that, thank you and see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.